Hello, I would like this poem to be a little bit more uplifting. It also was created in pandemic, an early pandemic, and it is included in the Canadian anthology We Are One, Poems from the Pandemic, which was edited by George Melnick here in Canada. And this poem is called Waiting. And it was prompted, I was doing some back and forth writing with another Calgary poet, and sometimes it would be prose and sometimes it would be poetry, and we would respond daily to each other, kind of keeping each other afloat in the early days of COVID. So in April 2020, she wrote, "Words waited for, sometimes days, weeks, materialize while hands fold a towel." And I use that as my inspiration. So again, my poem is called Waiting. Words waited for, sometimes days, weeks, materialize while hands fold a towel. Stir a soup of broccoli and jasmine rice, sharp cheddar. While I walk under silver dusk sky, notice the first tree burst into unnamed spring. Words come for the crows, 3 in a tree, for the mallards, drake and hen in the pond, for the waxwing, rowan berries in beak, for the hares who chase lightheartedly in deserted roadway, for the poke of tulip, ruddy brown, bravely 4 inches high, for the bags of leaves swept out of beds, for the chives and rhubarb who survived winter, for the pansies yet to shine their faces of violet and yellow, for the iris yet to blade into the sky in majestic amethyst, for the French lilac I pruned in the hopes of more abundant bloom. Words come for faces on the screen from across this continent and across the sea, for whom my empty arms ache and ache, for words that reach my soul and take lodging, for my students who struggle in this time of upside down. We read of the Black Death in school, ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, convinced epidemic was something of the past, something that happened somewhere else long ago. I sent a gift to a poet friend, a poem unfinished, asking for his flourish, thinking how sweet the collaboration would be. And he sent me back, thanks, and told me words would not come. His head trapped in a plastic bag, he suffocates in COVID, his wings clipped. And I thought of the water boys whose wings have been clipped, whose shoes have been stuck with glue, and I want to share their wisdom with my friend that he too may take this broken wing and learn to fly. But we are cocooned in our own pain, our own isolating loss, our own unfloatable bubble of heaviness. A girl in my class, more porcupine than pussycat, who had learned to distrust grown-ups with their painted-on smiles and brittle hearts, sent me a photo series today of herself and her grandpa building a mini picnic table for Bernard, the squirrel that lives in her tree, and there he is, Bernard, taking peanuts from a cup on a table built by 4 loving hands, 2 beaming hearts. It is what allows us to survive, this capacity to love, beyond all other needs, the simple need to love and be loved. And so I send out sweet doves out into the gloaming sky. Thank you. Oh, and in case you were wondering about the references, the Waterboys is a band, I believe I first heard them in the 80s. They're a band from Ireland, I believe, and they sing a song about wings being clipped and shoes stuck with glue. And then I took a reference to another song when I said, take this broken wing and learn to fly. I think that's from the Blackbird song. Thank you very much.